The unthinkable decision. The Galactic Council had seen wars before, skirmishes, rebellions, exterminations. But nothing prepared them for the decision that flashed across the holochamber's one quiet cycle. The coalition of empires has declared war on Earth. At first, laughter filled the hall. Earth, that primitive blue world on the spiral arm, the one still healing from its own century of climate collapse? Impossible, hissed the sealed ambassador. No one is that foolish. But the order had already been confirmed. The fleets were en route, and for the first time in 1,000 years, the Council was afraid. The humans' reputation. The Council archives recorded only fragments about the species known as Homo sapiens. They were recent arrivals, unrefined, volatile, and endlessly curious. They had no psychic networks, no hive systems, no quantum telepathy. But they had survived 5 extinction events and still built cities on the bones of their ancestors. To the Council, they were dangerous because they were emotional. To themselves, they were dangerous because they were human. The first strike. The coalition believed it would be over in hours. 50 war fleets descended on the solar system, darkening its skies. They expected surrender. Instead, they met silence. Then, every human broadcast channel lit up with a single message. You brought this to our home. Now we defend it. The alien armada opened fire. Kinetic rounds from human railguns answered. The invaders soon discovered something horrifying. Earth defenses weren't advanced, but they were relentless. Even after orbital cities were shattered, human pilots launched in single-seat craft made of repurposed scrap metal, striking like hornets at Leviathan ships. The Council watches in horror. In the chambers of the Galactic Council, silence replaced laughter. Holofeed showed humans refusing evacuation orders, civilians arming themselves, and entire nations uniting for the first time in history. A Sendari minister whispered, trembling, "They fight like they have nothing to lose." Another answered, "No, they fight because they remember what losing feels like." The turning point, Battle of Lunagate. When the fleet tried to breach Earth's lunar shield line, they discovered what human ingenuity truly meant. The old mining tunnels on the moon had been converted into rail launchers capable of firing asteroids. Massive rocks slammed into warships with primitive but devastating accuracy. Then came Project Archangel. Humans detonated their own orbital platforms, turning debris fields into guided shrapnel storms. A coalition commander screamed over open comms, "They are weaponizing their planet." To which a human general replied, "It's our planet." The invaders break. Within 6 days, half the invading fleet was destroyed, not by superior firepower, but by madness. Human cyber warfare units hacked into alien targeting systems and fed them false readings. Enemy ships fired on their own. Terrified captains reported hallucinations, phantom soldiers whispering in their minds. Later analysis revealed that human psychologists had released fear algorithms, patterns of light and sound designed to exploit alien neurology. It wasn't technology that broke the invasion. It was terror, the message from Earth. The surviving coalition flagship sent a desperate transmission to the Council. Cease operations. Cease operations. They don't die. They don't surrender. They laugh as we burn. The signal cut out. Moments later, Earth transmitted a reply to the entire galaxy. A human general stood in shadow, wearing a uniform stained with ash. His voice was calm, his eyes unflinching. "To those who come to our world uninvited, you will leave nothing behind but regret. We are humanity. Remember the name." The council chamber erupted in chaos. Some demanded sanctions, others urged surrender. But every species in the room knew the truth. It was too late. The aftermath. Weeks later, the coalition dissolved. Survivors spoke of nightmares, human eyes staring through the smoke, voices that wouldn't fade. Council intelligence revealed that Earth had suffered catastrophic losses, yet their people rebuilt immediately. Cities rose from the ashes within months. They held no victory parade, no celebration, only a single monument bearing 3 words: "We stood together." The legend spreads. Across the stars, stories spread faster than light. They fought under skies of fire. They made death itself hesitate. They turned their home into a fortress and called it hope. Soon, smugglers refused to chart courses near Sol. Mercenary guilds removed Earth from all bounty lists. Children on distant worlds whispered before sleep, "Don't anger the humans." A new order. In secret, the council convened. Every member agreed on one decree. Earth is not to be attacked, studied, or provoked. Ever. One senator dared to ask, "What if they expand?" The council leader's gaze was cold. "Then the galaxy will belong to them." Decades later, the ruins of the old war still orbit Jupiter. Wrecked ships drift in silent tribute. On the surface of Mars, a small human colony thrives. Their flag bears a simple emblem, a circle of stars surrounding a single phrase: "We remember." Somewhere beyond the rim, a lost coalition ship drifts in darkness, its black box still transmitting. The final message, barely audible, repeats through static. "They smiled as they burned us. God help us all." And in the quiet halls of the Galactic Council, even now, the members glance nervously toward the stars where a blue planet shines. Are they insane? No. They're human.